The battle isn't over, not by a long shot. Karmelo Anthony's new legal team have filed two major motions that could shape what happens next in his case. One is asking for an entirely new trial. The other is asking for the judge to be removed entirely from any further proceedings in this case. Today, we're breaking down what exactly these motions say, why they matter, and what could happen next. Welcome back to Reaping Reality TV, where we separate facts from the headlines. If you enjoy these legal breakdowns and true crime analysis, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on those notifications so you'll be alerted the next time I upload a new video. Let's talk about it. Karmelo Anthony's new legal team have filed two major motions. One is a motion for a new trial. The second one is a motion for Judge John Roach Jr. to be recused from any further proceedings in this trial. The motion that is requesting for a new trial, the defense is arguing that several issues during the trial warrants starting the case over before a new jury. In the motion requesting a new trial, the defense first argument is Karmelo Anthony's right to testify was violated. And how this was violated is in the beginning of the trial, the defense and the prosecution made an agreement that certain bad character acts would not be allowed in this trial. Well, at the end of the trial, the prosecution took it upon itself to say if Karmelo Anthony takes the stand, they were going to use his bad character acts because allegedly, quote unquote, the defense opened the door during open arguments. Basically, they snaked the defense. By them doing this, or bringing this up now, because if they felt that way, they should have objected to the open argument statements, and that would have been addressed. They never did. So by them waiting until the end, it would have hurt Karmelo more if he took the stand. So his attorney decided that it was in his best interest not to take the stand. Now, why his attorney agreed to this, I have no idea. Because Austin and Hunter's track record is worse than Karmelo's. Nevertheless, it did not allow the defense to question their witnesses basically about Hunter and Austin's character. And they knew what they were doing. So they basically, the prosecution pretty much snaked the defense, bottom line. And that in itself violated Karmelo's right to testify. The second argument is the public trial concern. According to the Sixth Amendment, and I'm going to read this from the legal paperwork. The Sixth Amendment guarantees criminal defendants the right to a public trial. The court must decide whether these circumstances amounted to a constitutional violation. By the judge not allowing cameras in the courtroom, limited space in the courtroom, some of Karmelo Anthony's family couldn't attend. They had no overflow room for other media so they could attend. And basically the public would be able to see what was going on and to make sure everything was done correctly. So that was a violation of Karmelo's Sixth Amendment right. Now, the next argument is a huge argument, and that's the jury instructions. Now, this could definitely flip the case for a new trial because jury instructions is major. the defense is challenging the jury instructions concerning self-defense. Basically, they're saying the issue can be significant because the jurors rely on the judge's instructions when deciding how to apply the law. The jury instructions was not clear and concise as to what could be self-defense and what couldn't be self-defense. So that's a real big issue in motion for a new trial. The fourth and final argument in the motion for a new trial is the character evidence. This ties back into Karmelo Anthony's violation of the right to testify. Basically, the agreement that they had established in the beginning of the case was that a certain character evidence would not be allowed in the trial. And the prosecution took it upon themselves to depart away from that agreement and stated in the end, after all of their witnesses had already testified, that if Karmelo Anthony were to take the stand because of the defense opening arguments, they were going to bring in Karmelo's bad character evidence, which was a violation to the agreement that they had set in the beginning of the case. The second motion is asking Judge John Roach Jr. to be removed and no longer preside over post-trial matters in this case. Now, the defense is arguing that the comments that the judge made during a media interview after the trial created an appearance that he has already expressed confidence in the jury's verdict. Their position is that another judge should decide the motion for a new trial to avoid any question about the impartiality in the case. I made another video prior to this talking about how Judge John Roach Jr. had went and had a press conference and how he expressed his feelings about the trial. And basically, and not only that, he put out a memo to Collin County thanking them for doing a good job in this trial and getting it done and over with quickly. So he basically already showed his position in the case. And this is the reason why they're asking for Judge John Roach Jr. to be recused from this case. Now, all of these filings are about the legal process. It's not about whether someone agrees or disagrees with the jury's verdict. What the defense is doing, the defense is arguing that errors occurred during the trial and that those alleged errors deserved judicial review. The prosecution is expected to argue that the trial was conducted fairly and the verdict should stand. Ultimately, the court, not public opinion, will make the deciding factor on whether or not this case warrants relief. What do you think? Are these motions likely to succeed, or do you believe the conviction should stand? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you found this breakdown to be helpful, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, turn on those notifications so the next time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. And I'll keep you updated as new filings and court decisions become available. And as always, continue to follow me for more controversial topics.